Welcome to the Zodiac Salty Runoff. One of these boys will walk away with nothing and a 4th place finish, and one will walk away with $40 store credit and a basically 3rd place finish. So they're basically having a $40 match for tournament credit here. And Dan Cunningham on the bottom being Dank Yu-Gi-Oh! Player 6'9 versus the Zero Virus, who was undefeated in last Swiss and this Swiss. And I have to say, Dan just won RPS. If the Zero Virus walks away with nothing twice, I think he's going to be one of our saltiest players ever, having gone undefeated in 2 Swiss.
Battle for the bronze.
Back-to-back Swiss at that. Realistically, there's no prize or anything supported going undefeated in Swiss because the next 7 are all X1. So facing the last seed, the best you can get is somebody that played a bye. And Draco face-off off the bat, looking like he drew much better than he did against Deception.
Yeah, definitely those one-ups. I mean, people say the pendulum deck's so slower now because you don't draw those one-ups, but if you draw the one-ups, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, upstart one-up followed by the face-off one-up, looking kind of like a older pendulum deck, but there's a Rector. He's getting a high skill no matter what. I mean, it looks like he needs it.
So has Lecter impacted this deck at all? Like, is it just for an extra face-off target, or does it serve any other purpose?
It serves other purposes in that in the mirror match, of course, it's basically another vector, but like on the field, so like you can leave it up as kind of a deterrent. Because like they can't get Sorcerer, they can't get Skullcrobat, so it actually, like, a Vector Lecter scale is very, very locking.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Man, this turn 1's gonna be sick. He's gonna get he's gonna have a Dinoster play, and he's gonna get a counter trap, and he's just gonna have the world.
I mean, Alex's hand must be good, because if I was him, I wouldn't just scoop it up right here. And you know Dan's experience with the pendulum deck, so you know he's not going to screw up.
So, pen just 2. That's actually not the worst thing in the world. The trap is kind of actually the deterrent, especially if Zero Virus is stuck to Kozmo. And
so what other card? Oh, I'm sorry.
He's also gonna get to. I think he'll just go ahead for the Pot of Greed play here with a Sorcerer and a Luster already loaded. I doubt he'll be searching Joker or Monkey unless he wants to search Monkey and get 1 draw. I think going for the 2 here is but oh no, never mind. He goes for the 1 draw.
So since he didn't pendulum those other 2 cards in his hand, do you think they're traps or like spells?
He could already have the Lizard draw. No Ariande effect sad face. Yeah, I think he's got 2 traps. Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely 2 traps. The O from Alex. Oh no.
Is Ariadne mandatory, or is it?
I don't think it's mandatory.
Because if it is, then you get to look through his deck. That one of Ignister.
It's interesting that he's summoning that already, but he does have access to Emerald later anyways.
He probably just needed the other 4 off its summoning effect.
Oh, so he's going to get to search the Pot of Greed here, but he already has 2 traps. So leaving Ignister up with 2 traps to back it up against Kozmo, not the worst. But if it gets Mojo, that's kind of messed. But getting a Mojo off through 2 traps and getting it to have a lot of advantage, that's a different story.
Yeah, because I know Alex isn't a fan of the island build, so if he's playing regular Cosmos and he has Solemn Strikes, or the Dan has Solemn Strikes, his only plays are Intelli and a normal summon, so he's going to have a hard time getting through the up and already game 2.
So not even revealing what he's playing, he could be playing a completely different strategy. Not even getting, Dan's not getting to see a card there. So the mind game's kind of again here. Do you think Dan sides as if it's Kozmo because that's the norm? Do you think Dan just chills and like doesn't dedicate too much since he's playing Pendulum in the strategy. Doesn't need to change. Maybe just side in like Twin Twisters, maybe for floods / other things. And Robbie Cole is not here. Robbie's in bed. With me is instead Adam Barron, the overqualified announcer, with 2 Zodiac Duelist top 8s.
I think that Dan is gonna side as if he's going second, like with Twin Twisters. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Kaiju engine. I don't know if he plays it. Because what's his name again? Sorry, Alex doesn't want him to go first and do that again. That'd be just a swift 2-0.
Oh man, don't want to watch. Gonna ruin it on YouTube. You're watching it live. You're getting to be a part selection, if I said that right. It's our IDM Pro. We got myself, Robbie, Sebastian will be joining us more, and a lot of Team Zodiac and Team Jobber will be more active with the stream. And as always, the card guys, Max Reynolds and Blair, are pretty much regulars. I believe they're streaming now, so when we tune off, we'll probably host them if they're still on.
Yeah, they're doing their E-League qualifier. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, it's cool. Anything that helps the community is really cool.
Yeah, card guys definitely put the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh along with Zodiac.
He says, "What up, fam?" So he is over here.
Yeah, they definitely put it in the big moving forward step.
Oh, they just ended. All right. I was gonna host you after, Kyle. My bad. We're about to wrap up too. The finals is after this. This is our salty runoff. I thought you were gonna knock out your whole thing today.
So Alex does decide to go first, like I thought.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see another thing where he just gets bogged down by traps. Whatever he's playing. We'll see what he's playing here soon.
I'm predicting a tin can set 3.
Well, there's a set 1. There's a set 2. There's a 3.
E-Telly.
There's 4. Uh-oh. So we still don't know what this man's playing, and he's got a set 4.
I forgot to nab.
Commentating with me
is
is
2015.
Adam Barron, Kyle. Let's see here. I forgot to nab. Oh man. One thing for Alex for sure is he does have table talk. He has jokes as well, and almost everything's pretty mild. He definitely leads me in different directions when he's talking. Let me talk to Ed here.
So are the finals going tomorrow?
No, the finals are right after this.
Oh. And we see a scepter.
So he is playing stick chair pay.
I honestly want to know how that's working out for him.
Face off.
Wow, open up the one of face off twice.
I think it's really good if you draw the sticks and really bad if you draw the chairs.
Because the chairs have the claws that they can only be used for triple rank 4s, right?
Yeah, but things like Ouroboros are really easy to use. Of course, sticks just the good. Like, you overlay with it, you get the extra effect and you get to search, like, when you use it. And, so, like, pendulum summoning, like, 4 and using stick and that for, like, a 3 overlay and getting just the super extra advantage really isn't that bad. And again, going for 5 and 5, looks like he wanted a high scale no matter what. But since it's luster, looks like he's summoning it. And here's a monkey.
Wow, 2 one-ofs.
Face off monkey. Honestly, after the what looked like just terrible openings against Mr. Edsackception, I think this is somewhat deserved.
Now, do you think he's going to try and bait out a back row with a pendulum summon?
Yo, Spell Shattering Arrow, shoutouts to my tech of the week. I think this was one of my first ever card of the weeks. I love that card, even against Pendulum. I sided against Domain Monarchs and the Pendulum Mirror at times. It's a free scale wipe.
What advantage does this card have over Fairy Wind?
Over Fairy Wind, actually, so the thing is, it's a quick play spell, so you can just activate it from your hand straight off to destroy Domain. and it's also a chainable though. So like if you have to use it aggressively, it has advantages against decks like Domain Monarch. So side decking it for both matchups isn't so bad.
Did I just see a Regeki on a Luster Pendulum?
That was kind of weird.
I mean, maybe his hand just... Well, obviously it's that bad.
Oh, letting the effect go through. I think Alex Buell is going to get choked out as the undefeated of Swiss twice. Back-to-back first place Swiss. Back-to-back possible no cashes. Like, oh man.
I mean, at least Dan already went through his monkey board.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a strike, you don't do anything to this Joker anyways, probably. Unless you're just, like, trying to, like, top deck win. And there's even back row for Dan, though, so, like, there's real trouble here.
I'm not going to be surprised if we don't find out what Alex is playing by the end of the match. Goes for a donkey.
And a third set.
Strike, strike, strike. I'm calling it.
Now the disadvantage actually that the card has now is that Magic Deflector is played a lot more.
Oh, you're right.
So it actually does have a disadvantage to being played now.
Especially if you're Mr. Glasgow Yu-Gi-Oh! Main deck it.
Oh my gosh.
Is this game? Not a single monster.
Oh,
you're right.
Brutal.
That's pretty unfortunate.
And
wow.
Padwich was next. So, huge shout outs to Daniel Cunningham choking out a 2-0 over Alex Buell. Alex Buell undefeated Swiss twice, no payout twice. Very rewarding. Any final notes as we wrap this up?
I mean, good play by Dan, but unfortunate for Alex because he really didn't get to play any Yu-Gi-Oh! Today.
Yeah, I think this literally embodies the term salty runoff.